August 18th, 2012,
December 1st,
June 15th, 1991.
Was the scariest night.
Was the scariest night.
Was the scariest night.
Was the scariest night.
Was the scariest night of my life.
Before I could even react, it felt like she was reaching inside of my soul and pulling it out.
What was more terrifying wasn't the boy, it was the look in his eyes. It just, he wasn't alive, he was dead. Almost like a train going by, but there was no train.
I'm done. I'm never going to see my family.
My fiancée, Marie, was heading out of town with her sons. I had expected her to be gone for about a week. They were heading to Memphis, Tennessee.
Are you guys both ready for a trip, huh?
Yeah?
Oh, double high five.
My plans were, when they were gone, I was going to be staying back, doing some repairs around the house that needed to be done. Both Stephen and Brandon were Marie's children from a previous marriage. I went to check and see what Stephen was doing.
Yeah, I'm going on a trip today. Yeah, I think you've done a lot of times, haven't you? Yeah, it's my turn.
I had heard my son, Stephen, talking in the bathroom.
There it is. I wish I had known that joke before you told me. How was your day? Similar to mine. Yeah, Snake, I'll be back soon.
I realized he was having a conversation with somebody.
I'm gonna leave you for a bit.
And it literally sounded like he was having a conversation with a person, except I didn't hear any feedback. But it was almost as if he did.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I tried to figure out who that person was that he was talking to. The two names that I heard were
Snake,
Nick, Nicholas, and Snake. At first, I really didn't think anything of it. So I knocked at the door to alert Stephen that he needed to get out and get ready as his mother was leaving shortly.
Oh, I wish I'd known that one. Okay, well, here's one.
But he didn't come to the door. He continued talking.
It's gonna be crazy, maybe as crazy as from the long haul.
We're gonna be late. Keep it on your mom waiting.
So, what do you want to do?
I had to knock multiple times.
Similar to mine. So, I wonder what I could do once we get back.
Before he finally responded.
Who are you talking to?
Snake.
Snake. Okay, Snake. Come on, man. You're holding everyone up. Let's go.
Once he did respond and he came to the door, he just, he just looked at me like with this strange look, like I interrupted something.
All right, dude. Come on. We're gonna be late. Your mom is gonna kill me. Come on, bud. Hurry up here. I'll race you. If I get there first, I'm gonna go.
Thank you.
Well, all right, guys.
So after my fiance and the children had left, I got right to work. I had plenty of time to work throughout the night with no distractions, and I was just kind of excited to get some things done, have a couple moments to myself. I was hanging up a picture. And I thought that I had seen a large shadow in the hallway. But again, not really thinking much of it, just maybe a play of light, maybe a car driving by. But for some reason, I really couldn't shake the feeling of that shadow that I had seen earlier. I kind of wondered if someone hadn't maybe, gotten in the house. I kind of, checked the front door. When I was searching, I'm not really quite sure what I was looking for. Looked in all the closets, looked in the bathrooms. I was searching for someone that might have possibly broken in the house. I walked down the hallways into the kids' bedroom. So I even looked under the beds. I knew I had seen something, so I wanted to see what it was, make sure I wasn't losing my mind. I thought I heard a boy talking. I just heard this chattering, this talking. I'm the only one in the home, but yet I'm hearing this voice. Definitely questioning my sanity. Just laughing and this giggling, and, it was the strangest thing. The voice literally, and the talking, it was just sounded like a little boy playing with, like, its toys and just making weird noises. I didn't know what was on the other side of that door. I wasn't sure. I wanted to find out. I was alone, but it didn't feel like it. As I had gotten back to work, I just heard this chattering. Hearing that little voice was terrifying. Maybe I'm just tired, and I didn't want to stop working because, it's not every day you have the house available without kids running around. It's very difficult to get anything done with little ones. Still pushing forward because, I'm wanting to get this housework done. So I go back to work, and thinking that, maybe, a radio was left on, or maybe I was hearing ambient noises from outside. And I began finishing up my next project. I remember looking up into the hallway. ceilings are about 9 foot high. This thing was close to that. Shoulders looked like a male. It looked like this large, shadowy figure. There was no doubt at all. The shadow was so dark that it blocked out anything behind it. I couldn't make out any facial features, but it was obvious to me that it was something of just pure evil, staring at me for whatever reason. I was frozen with fear. I was scared. I was terrified. I don't remember how much time lapsed in between the time that I finally mustered up enough courage to go down the hallway to confront it. I'm the king of my castle, you know. I wanted to confront it. If someone broke into your house and they were a stranger, you would confront it. I literally closed my eyes as I was walking forward. It started from my leg all the way up, this sense of fear. Almost like paralyzation to where I couldn't move. And I remember looking down and opening my eyes, and I see mist just coming out of this dark figure. This feeling of something touching my leg, not hot, not cold, but almost like an emotional feeling hit me. The moment of it touching me, I was filled with this emotion, just this complete depression, sadness. It was so strong. I went to exit the house, to get in my car, just to get away. After realizing I left the keys inside the house, I'm realizing that I don't have many more options but to go back inside the house that I just fled from.
No, there have to be something.
There was a sense of fear and anxiety. The last thing I wanted to do was to go back in there. I mustered up enough courage. I forced myself to be brave. There was something in the apartment that was sending me a message that it didn't want me there. I was going to have to re-enter the apartment and face this thing all over again. mood was different. It just felt like the normal apartment we had been in, which was odd to me after everything that had just happened. How an apartment can go from such a happy place to one of the scariest places on earth, and then right back to the most happiest place. You know, definitely thinking about, you know, questioning myself on even that last experience I had just had after leaving the apartment. Okay, it's been a long night. Maybe I just need to take a shower to clear my mind. Just kind of refocus and to relax and to hopefully go to sleep. But that's not what happened. I remember hearing a noise. There's a boy, and he's standing there staring at me with these dark eyes. I don't have words to explain. It's like I knew that this kid wasn't physically there. But there was like this green contrast that kind of illuminated through this kid. He was a young boy. He was around the same age as my son, Stephen. He was wearing a checkered button-up shirt, pair of jeans, and tennis shoes. Just a little boy, just like my son, Stephen. What was more terrifying wasn't the boy, it was the look in his eyes of just so much emptiness, you know? Like he wanted help. When I saw him, he wasn't alive, he was dead. And it made me sick with sadness. I did what anybody would do. I freaked out, you know, I was scared, you know. You immediately questioned, like, what's happening? This isn't supposed to be here. Why is this here? My heart is racing. And me being a father of a kid that was around the same age, all those emotions were, you know, hitting me all at the same time. I ran into the living room. Vibration of something that didn't make any sense. Almost like a train going by, but there was no train. I had to get out. Just wanted the night to be over. I think the boy was giving me a warning, because there was something definitely dark there. And that was the scariest night of my life. I started replaying a lot of things that had happened. My son Stephen talking to someone in the bathroom. The same bathroom that I saw the kid in. it made me really think, wow, you know, my son might have been talking to this boy. We learned afterwards by speaking to residents that had been there much longer than us that there indeed was a man there that committed a murder-suicide with his son. I know that all these occurrences in that evening were all related. They were telling me a story and possibly giving me a warning, because there was something definitely dark there.
All of a sudden, I see this bright light shining on the door. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, am I dreaming? I could not move. I could not scream. And I thought, this is it. I'm never going to see my family again. We live in a beautiful home. It's a character-filled historic home built in the mid-1800s. We've done work to it. It's perfect. Big enough for me, my husband Todd, and our 3 kids. My husband Todd and I, we were cleaning up the playroom. You know, it was after dinner. You know, just doing our evening routine. And it's about 11 o'clock. We hear the smoke detectors go off.
Again?
3 nights in a row, the smoke detectors went off at 11 o'clock.
I'm sick and tired of this.
That was extremely odd.
This changes with probably the battery.
No, I don't think it's that.
We had the fire department come first night and change the batteries. But they didn't find anything wrong or any leaks.
There's nothing wrong with the battery either. I checked it. I don't know what the heck the deal is.
So what happened with the smoke detectors was nothing compared to what was going to happen. So it was a typical night. We had just had dinner. My son Jacob's playing in the playroom, washing the dishes. My husband's helping me. We're together. You know, everything's great. Jacob comes running up. He starts tugging on my shirt.
There's a creepy lady in the room.
What? And he's like, a scary old lady. She's in the playroom.
Let's go in the other room and you can show me, but I don't think there's anything in there. Show me where you saw.
We got into the playroom.
There's nobody in here.
And I'm like, Jacob, where? And he's kind of got his hand over his face. And I'm like, Jacob.
Okay, take your hand away. What did you
Where
see?
is she? Show me where she is.
There.
I don't think there's anybody there, honey.
And he points. And I'm like, where? I don't see anything. And he's like, right there, Mom. Do you see her?
There.
She's right there.
I don't think there's anybody there, honey.
He was.
He swears there's a lady standing there. I can't see her. And he's just standing there and he's like terrified.
Where? Okay, look, I'm gonna have a look around. And you stay right here. Okay, and I'll show you. There's nothing here. Okay. Okay.
actually looked out the side windows. I looked out the front window. There was nothing there. I didn't see anything out the windows. I didn't see anything in the corner. I looked everywhere.
Todd, can you come in here for a minute?
Yeah, hold on.
He says he saw an old lady, right, Jacob? Come here.
Jake, what did you see? Jake, tell us what you saw. Old lady.
But where?
He had a look and didn't see anything, and so we're both kind of standing there like, what on earth is going on?
Do you feel better with some cartoon selling for you? Yeah?
Jacob's never said anything like this before. We've never talked about anything scary in front of him. We're very careful, but I've never heard anything like this come out of him. I just didn't know what to make of it.
You like the show? Daddy and I are gonna do the dishes. I'll come in and check on you a little bit, okay? Okay. Get yourself set up here. Okay?
I was a little creeped out. I didn't feel like anything was there. I wasn't picking up on what Jacob was saying. But at the same time, I believe my son. There's no reason why he would make something like this up. He was happy. Everything was good. And then I hear a knock on the door. It was like, who the heck is at our door at this time of night? I stepped outside, I looked around, and nobody was there. I thought maybe a couple kids are fooling around, even though it was late. You know, some parents don't watch their kids. I don't know. I hear a knock on the door again. And nobody was there. The porch light started flickering. I just had this feeling like somebody's watching me. And it freaked me out, and I had to get out of there. I felt like somebody was gonna come and push the door open. My son Jacob was seeing scary ladies in our playroom. I heard phantom knocking at our front door. I felt like somebody was gonna come and push the door open. I'm getting exhausted. I've got all my cleaning done. Jacob's in bed. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, you know, get ready for bed. All of a sudden, I see this bright light. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, am I dreaming? It was a light of its own. It was its own entity. Like, that's what it seemed like to me. Like, it was something there. I'm a logical thinker. I'm trying to debunk it. I was in the bathroom with the bathroom door closed. There was nothing else in there, nobody else in there. It kind of went small, got big, and then went small again, and it shot right through the door. I darted out of the bathroom.
Todd, wake up, wake up, wake up. I just saw a really, really weird light.
You know, I'm telling him, like, Todd, this is what happened.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what it was.
So between, you know, the doorbell ringing and Jacob pointing this crazy, scary lady in the playroom and then the bathroom, I'm like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe.
And the doorbell thing, like, what's
honey,
going on? I'm so scared.
Calm down. You're just tired. You had a long, long day. You're just kind of seeing things or something.
I know I saw something.
There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. Then go downstairs, have a cup of tea or a glass of milk or something, relax, watch some TV, and then come back to bed.
Okay.
Okay? It's all good. Come on. It's okay.
You know, I'm trying to play it off like it's just, you know, it's crazy. Like, this doesn't happen to us. This stuff does not happen to us. We don't talk like this. This is not us. This is not us. So I decided to go lay on the couch and watch some TV. I looked around but didn't see anything. There was no way I could sleep. I kept replaying in my mind what I saw. I needed a distraction. I knew there was something weird going on in our house. I just knew it. I did feel like something was there still. I started falling asleep. I had this crazy sense of feeling that something was there. I opened my eyes. And it was there. I don't know what it was. She was there. I could feel her eyes, but I couldn't see her eyes. Her hands were sticking straight out at me. I have never been so scared in my entire life. My son Jacob tells me there's a scary old lady in the playroom. I saw a blinding light at the bathroom door. I woke up to see the most horrific and scary woman in my house. I was terrified of what she was going to do next. I have never been so scared in my entire life. And before I could even react, she was on me. And she went right on my chest. And she pinned me down. She was reaching inside of me and taking my life. It felt like she was reaching inside of my soul and pulling it out. I could not move. I could not scream. I cannot control her. I cannot move her off of me. I cannot move myself. I am stuck. I'm literally vulnerable to her. I felt like every last bit of my breath was being sucked out. I felt like my soul was being sucked out. She was sucking the life out of me. And I thought, this is it. I'm done. I'm never gonna see my family again. And then she was gone. She just disappeared. She vanished. I felt like, you know, my soul had gone, and then I started wondering if I was dead. Like I felt like I maybe have died for a bit. I'm trying to catch my breath. I look at the clock. It's 11 o'clock. I That's when I ran to my husband, screaming. And this time I let him know, like, this is happening. This happened. Like, this is real.
Come on. Don't worry.
I was gonna die.
Don't worry. You're all right. I got it.
And he believed every word I said. And that was the scariest night of my life. I don't know who who it was. I have no idea who she was. I don't know what she was. My son was so right. And I feel horrible that I doubted him. Whatever he was telling me is right in front of my face. I saw this bright light, and it caught my eye right away. I felt very positive about it. I didn't feel negative about it. I felt like it was there to protect me. I didn't get any malicious feeling from it at all. And maybe it was my guardian angel.